course in construction management, which I did and finished in 2 years. And when I finished that course, I went to my employer to ask for a salary pay rise. And my employer said, no, we won't give you a pay rise. And that really frustrated me. And something in me clicked. Something said, something is not right. I spent 2 additional years studying postgraduate in construction management. I spent an additional $4,000 in fees and not a single increase in my income. That is a very bad investment. So I told Betty that we need to do something to increase our income, because when a family is growing, the needs of the family also grow. But unfortunately, for most people, your salary does not keep up with the expenses that your family needs. 2 things eat into your salary. 1 is called progressive income tax. The more money you earn, the more taxes you pay. 2, there's an animal called inflation. I'm sure wherever you are, inflation is eating at the income that you earn, because $1 today is worth much less than $1 1 year ago. So that is what frustrated me. I remember Betty applied for jobs in all the English-speaking schools in Pretoria, because at that time there were both English-speaking schools and Afrikaans-speaking schools, but she couldn't get a job. And I remember she was so disappointed, and she said, I have looked for a job long enough. Let the job come and find me at home. And 2 weeks later, a friend of hers called and said, Betty, I know you have a sick child, but I've got a business that you can do from your house, and you don't need a lot of experience. We will just train you and we'll show you how to make extra money. So Betty went for the meeting. I stayed at home to look after the children. And when she came back, she explained that, look, I think the idea can work. I don't know all the details. Being an engineer, I'm always curious about numbers. I wanted to know the details of the numbers. How do you make money in this business? She told me, I'm not sure, but I think it's something we need to try. If we don't try, we would never know if we would have succeeded. 2 days later, we had made our decision, and they brought our kit. They explained the products. They drew some circles, and they said, this circle represents you and Betty. Then they drew other circles and said, this is your team, and connected those circles with straight line and says, this line represents teamwork. When I saw those lines and those circles, and I started to calculate exactly the way they are explaining the business, I never slept that night. In fact, for 3 consecutive nights, I never slept well, because for the very first time, I found a business that nobody asks you for your experience, nobody asks where you come from, nobody asks whether you're a man or a woman, how old you are, or your background. The only thing 2 things they ask from you: 1, you need to have a dream, and 2, you need to work hard. And we fitted those 2 bills. So we started the business. And initially, our goal was to earn an extra $200 a month. I remember our first check was $3, I think a month or 2 after we started the business. But that $3 confirmed what they were telling us in the meeting was true. And for me, that was sufficient, because the business consumed my mind and heart so much. After 7 months, our income reached $1,000. And as I say, the rest is history. So Betty and I have been very privileged. We've built a considerable, large business, and I was able to quit my job. Our children have gone to private schools, and God has helped our business. For you, those who are guests, I'm not sure why you are here, but let me explain to you what our business is. First of all, let me say what it is not. Our business is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Our business takes time to build. We say that it is a 2 to 5 year plan. Unfortunately, for most people, the plan they know is called a 40-40-N plan. What is a 40-40-N plan? A 40-40-N plan is you work for 40 hours a week for 40 years and you end up with nothing. A friend of mine in Johannesburg normally says that in traditional business, you work for 40 years and when you retire, they give you a watch. And when you put the watch close to your ears, what you hear is, you've wasted your time. And I found that quite, it's funny, but very tragic, because most people, when they look back at the 40 years they've worked for somebody else, they have nothing to show for it. Okay, so our business is not a get rich quick scheme. It's a business that you need to put a 2 to 5 year horizon, which means if you learn how we build this business and you consistently apply what we teach you, within 2 to 5 years, you'll be financially independent. That means that if your current source of income dries up, you'll be able to live off this business. The second thing about what this business is not, this business is not a pyramid scheme. Okay? A pyramid scheme in traditional sense of what people think it is actually an illegal operation where there's no product or service given to the public. The person who starts it and the one who always wins, within 6 to 18 months it collapses, and there is no regulatory body that controls or regulates that industry. Our business, number one, there's a product or a service offered to the public, either health products or cleaning products or skincare products. Number two, it is regulated by the Direct Selling Association. Number three, it has longevity. It means it lasts for a long time. I mean, our company has been in existence since 1958, okay? And I think most of the people who are watching this have not even been born. So it's a really fantastic business. Let me explain what it is. What is network marketing? Network marketing is a system of distribution of goods and services. From a manufacturer to the consumer, in traditional business, you have what we call middlemen. I was reading an article about the cost of manufacturing a Mercedes-Benz from Munich in 1988. The cost of manufacturing this Mercedes-Benz 350, if you cost all the parts, the labor, the equipment, and everything you need to have a completed vehicle, it would cost you $30,000. By the time the same Mercedes arrives in Colorado, Denver, the same Mercedes would cost you $65,000. And why is that? Because between Munich and Denver, there are 17 different middlemen who keep adding to the cost of the product. Who pays for it? It's the consumer. In our business, we've taken out all the middlemen between the manufacturer and the consumer, and in between starts a distributor like myself or some of my colleagues who are watching this presentation. Okay? And that is what makes this business very, very lucrative. In fact, if you go and study most products, the cost of advertising and distribution is between 40 and 70% of the cost of the product. And that is why this business is very lucrative, because that money becomes available to people who actually advertise the products by word of mouth. By the way, the word of mouth advertisement is the most powerful and efficient way of advertising anything. Think about it. When was the last time you watched a good movie? One. Number two, how many people did you speak to? And number three, did the movie house really pay you anything for doing it? No. So what we do is, when you advertise the product that you have used to other people and they buy it, the company compensates you for doing that. And that is the most natural thing to do. A few key things about building wealth. Number one, if you want to build wealth, you need to get involved in distribution of goods and services. The other day, I was reading that George Bezos' personal wealth has reached over $200 billion. Why is that? Because he's involved in distribution. That is why he is very wealthy. Okay. The second thing about building wealth, you need to have a global reach. You see, Betty and I live here in Pretoria, and if we opened a shop here to sell stuff, only the people who can have access to our shop can buy our products. That means it does not have a global reach. But the way our business is structured, our company has business is operating business in 50 different countries around the world. Okay, so that gives us a global reach. Number three is a principle called leverage. What is leverage? Leverage simply means you learn to multiply your time, your effort, and your money to increase your income generation. All right. Sir Isaac Newton says that, give me a long lever enough and give me a fulcrum and I will move the world. What he was simply saying is leverage. Leverage is because you and I have only 24 hours a day, that tells you that if you only rely on your effort and time, you will never be wealthy. I think it's Warren Buffett who said that if you don't know how to build a business that works even when you're sleeping, you will work until the day you die. All right? The fourth thing is you need a product that is consumable. I'm sure all of you who are watching this presentation took a shower this morning or you took a bath. And what did you use? You used soap. I remember when I started the business, one of my colleagues I invited for a meeting. After the meeting, he told me, Pascal, you're an engineer and you're selling soap. It really affected me, and I went to speak to my mentor. When I told him the story, he really laughed at me and said, oh, Pascal, you're not selling soap, you're selling hope. And for me, sometimes when I hear the stories of what the business has done, what the products and the business has done to people that I meet, whom I didn't even know, I thank God that Betty and I said yes to this business. Okay, so you need to get involved in a consumable product, something that people buy, use, and go and buy some more. It has repeat sale. Then you need unique and high quality products. The other thing you need is a business system, which is easily teachable. What is a business system? A business system is a procedures, tools, equipment, and devices that you use to build your business so that the owner of the business doesn't have to be everywhere the business is running. A good example is the banks. If you look at the banks, the owners of the banks are not there physically. They run the businesses, they've got the same office layout, they've got the same logo, the same color, the deposit forms, the withdrawal forms, all those details are exactly the same in every branch. And why is it possible to run it? Because they have a business system. And your business will grow faster if your business system is simple and easy to teach. And the last thing is the timing. If the timing is right in your business, you'll be very, very wealthy. And the reason I say that is because of COVID-19, a lot of people have begun to look at health, their health, especially to increase their immune system. Okay? The situation at the end of June worldwide was 150 million people have lost their jobs. What does that tell you? That tells you that people are looking for alternative ways to generate income. Number two, to start a business, for example, in South Africa, we have a franchise called the McDonald's. To start one, you require almost 150,000 US dollars to be able to make a profit of $6,000 per month. But you only reach that break-even point 24 months after you started. With hard work, long hours, and also teaching and training your team to use the system. The thing that surprised me the most when I was reading about business is that the number one reason for business failure is selling products or services that people actually don't need. And I find that very, very disturbing and shocking, because you should start a business knowing that people actually need your product or service. The one person who encourages others to start this kind of business is Richard Branson. He says, if someone invites you to join a network marketing business, join the business even if you don't know what it's about or how it is built. Be patient and learn how to build it. You will never regret. And he owns a network marketing business. That's why he says that. Okay. And when did this company start? Neolife started in 1958. Started by Jerry Brasfield in the USA. The reason why he started, Jerry Brasfield had serious asthma. And his mother gave him natural remedies, and his life became better, and he decided, I think health, nutritional products are the way to go. And 62 years later, Neolife is operating in over 50 countries. But the reason why this company has lasted that long is because of a few principles. One, absolute integrity and honesty. The company believes that it is important to be honest and sincere with your customers, prospects, and staff. The second principle is people are number one. The most important resource we have in our business is people. Okay? Our customers, our distributors, the staff members of the company, anybody who's associated with the company are the most important ingredient, because without people, you have nothing. The third thing is products that work. The company spends considerable amount of time and effort to research and develop the finest products we have of its kind in the world. The fourth thing is equal opportunity for everybody. People who join this business, everybody joins at the same level, irrespective of what your status in society is. And for me, this is a great equalizer. We don't care where you come from, what your age is, as long as you're over 18, whether you're a man or a woman, whether you are married or not, young or old, anybody starts from the same level. And the last thing is long-range vision. You need to have a very long-term view of this business. If you do, you're going to be very, very successful. Okay, so the company started in 1958 in USA. It came to South Africa in 1971, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania around 96, 97. And if you're a guest, this business is coming now to your home. Okay, okay, let's go to the reasons why people start this business. Why do people start this business? People start this for different reasons. Betty and I started this business for 3 reasons: money, money, and money. We wanted to make extra money, that's all. So if you are a guest in this business, I don't know why you'd like to start this business, but I can mention a few things that most people have in common. Some people want to start the business because they want a better lifestyle for their children. Some people want to build their dream homes. Some people want to buy good and flashy cars. I'm one of the people who like good cars. Some people want to build a beach house or a beach home. Some people want a lot of money. You know, there are lots of theories and debates about money, that money is the root of all evil, money is good or money is bad. I think 2 things. One, money is amoral. That means it's morally neutral. It's neither good nor bad. It's people who make it good or bad. Okay. Number 2 is that money is very important in the sense that without money, you will not be able to do anything. If you're attending these presentations, either you have a Wi-Fi connection to the internet or you have bought data for your phone. That's why you're able to attend this meeting. So money is a very important element. I think it ranks somewhere with oxygen. Okay, oxygen is not the most important thing, but without it, you're dead. I would say the same with money. Okay, some people join the business because they want to be physically fit. So people join the business for completely different reasons. Okay, so one of the things that really helps our business is the science behind it. The company started the scientific advisory board many years ago just to do research on our products. Okay, which type of products do we distribute? As I said earlier, we distribute consumable products. The first range is a cleaning range of products. Why? Because every home needs cleaning. Every home needs to look neat, needs to look smart, and to use things which are environmentally friendly. I remember a colleague was saying the other day that one of the biggest challenges she has is, I think she's a nurse, and she receives children who have taken cleaning products from other supermarkets, and children have drunk and go into the emergency room with serious problems. The reason why our products are very good is, number 1, they are safe. 2, they are environmentally friendly. A friend of mine normally says that if your child drinks LDC or Super 10, just give him a lot of water, shake him completely, then he'll be clean outside and inside. Okay, that's a joke. Okay, the next type of products is skincare or personal care products. What are those? Those are products that you use to make ourselves look clean and nice. Hair shampoos, hair conditioners, hand and body lotion, oils for bathing. Very, very good products. Then we have the skincare range, which is the nutrients. These ones are manufactured in France, because France have got the best manufacturing facilities and techniques for manufacturing skincare products. And the largest selling range of our products are the nutritional products or health products. Why? because the most important element you have in your life is your health. If your health is finished, your mission in life is finished. All right? Now, let's look at the way to build this business. How do you build this business? You build this business by doing 3 things every day. We call them the 3 daily success habits. I've discovered that success is not something you do. Success is a habit that you create that makes your life successful. Okay? So there are 3 basic daily things that we do in our business. The first is you use our products. Why is that important? 2 things. 1, you support your own business. Number 2, you want to recommend to people things that you have personal experience. And there's nothing as powerful as your own personal experience. Okay? Betty and I have been using this product for the last 24 years. And when we use, especially the last 4 months, we increased our intake of the supplements because of COVID-19. So I would recommend that if you join this business, the first thing you need to do, you need to use the products yourself. Just change your buying habits. If you're a guest to this meeting, think about this. If you're in South Africa or Nigeria or Kenya or Tanzania, tell me the day you've gone to ShopRite Checkers, you've bought a product, and they not only give you a discount, but they pay you for buying products from them. Number 2, they're going to pay you for referring other people to buy from them. They don't do that. But that's what we do in our business. That's why we use our products ourselves. Now, because this company is registered in 50 different countries, the company uses what we call a point value system, or the PV system. What is a PV? PV is a value attached to every product to measure or standardize business worldwide. Okay, so let's say the goal is to use 100 PV in your home, products that you use at home. Okay, the second thing you do is you share the business opportunity. What does that mean? It means you introduce other people to be users of the product. Okay, these people register with the company, but through your number, so that there's a link between you and those people you've introduced. And let's say all these 6 people also use 100 points. If you do that, you'll have generated 700 points in a month, and your income is about $45 a month, bonus plus profit, and you become a manager. The next thing is you teach the person on the top right corner to do what you've done. You teach them to introduce 2, who introduce 2 each, and you'll eventually build a 700 PV unit. If you do that, plus the 6 remaining people, you have 1,300 PV. You become a senior manager. Your income is about $90 a month. But that is just the beginning, because what do you do? You teach everybody in your team that you introduce to the business to also build 700 PV units. If you do that, 700 times 6 is 4,200, plus your 100 PV gives you 4,300 PV. You become a director, and your income is roughly between $580 and $700. Could be more depending on the volume that you generate for the company. The other thing you do is you share the products. Sharing the products means you retail products to customers. These are people who have not joined the business because they cannot buy from the company. So if these people buy from you, you make a profit of roughly 20%, which is good money for your transport, data, telephone calls, and all that helps you to run your business. All right? The third thing we do in our business is personal development. Personal development simply means that you take time to learn, to build a correct attitude, to learn the skills of building the business, acquire knowledge about the products, about the compensation plan, how to present this idea to new people, so that you can become a better distributor of this business. All right? And we have 2 things. Number 1 is your sponsor. Your sponsor is the person who introduced you to the business. And through this training support system, they'll help us to do 2 things: training, support, and personal development. Okay? But I'm sure there's some guests who are watching this and say, you know, Pascal, $700, I'm not keen on making that kind of money. I want more. If you want more, Just help more people to become successful. For example, after you become a director, your next goal is to build other directors in your organization. If you do that, you become a certified director and your income is just over $1,000 a month. If you help 3 other people to be directors, your income goes to about $2,000 or more. If you build 6 directors, your income goes over $5,000 plus. So Paul, I'd like to hand over back to you. I'm sure we have some exciting story we want to hear. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Pascal, for taking us through that amazing session about our business. And I believe every guest who is on this call today, at least now you know why we called you here and how we can be able to help you to overcome some of the challenges Pascal has been able to speak about. And it's an amazing opportunity for you to be able to look at. And I believe by the end of the meeting, you'll be able to make a decision and join your life so that we can continue to impact the world together. So right now, I just want to bring a couple who has been in this business for some time now, and they're always together, very excited, and they are here today to quickly share their story. That is our leaders, Charles and Margaret Amulavus. If you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you, Paul.
Wow, thank you. You're most welcome. It's good to always have you in our meetings. Please go ahead and share with us your story and how you came to New Life and some of the benefits that you have been able to get.
Thank you very much, Paul. We're excited to be on this session this evening. It's always a pleasure for us to be in these meetings, and we always look forward. Like Paul said, we are Charles and Margaret Amulavus. Before this business, we were both bankers. We actually met in the bank. And after working for the bank for 8.5 years, I chose to resign. And I resigned because one day I came home and our son, who was 3 years old then, said, "Mommy, these days you don't come home." Because it was at a time of transition that the bank was deciding to get onto the ATM that we now have and the computer records, and they were changing from manual to computer. And so we were working for very long hours, and it was a challenge. I would get into work at 8, and I would leave the office at about midnight. And so I actually never got home in time. And so I decided that for me, having been brought up by a mother who was at home, I went to school and my mom was always at home when I went to school and came back home. And I got the idea that there's no day I'll be an ex-parent. It's only that the names that will change along the way, but I'll never be an ex-parent. I can be ex anything, but as a parent, I'll be a parent for life. And so I decided to leave my job. And I always thank God that I met Charles in the bank. And I sometimes think that's the only reason I went to the bank, to get a husband. Because the time I decided to resign, we had just gotten our second born. And I remember telling him after getting our second born, sometimes I would get calls and work from the house. And I got to one point and I said, "You know what, I think I need to leave this job." And you tell me, "No, now you can't leave. We've got 2 children. And so we need more finances." But the day I actually did decide to leave, I didn't even warn him. I sat on my desk. I've never forgotten 30th of September, 1996 at 3 p.m. And I wrote my resignation letter, took it to the human resource. They accepted, stamped, and I took a copy and took it to Charles. And I said, "I have left the bank. I'm not working anymore, and we shall talk at home." To date, we have never talked about it. And my main concern was that I come from a very mixed background. My father is Kenyan. My mother is Malawian, and then I'm married to a different part of Kenya, the Western region. And so I thought that my in-laws might think this mixed up person might be actually not coming home. And after I left the bank, I stayed home for a year. It wasn't very pleasant because I'd been used to having my own money. You know, ladies, we buy things on site, and there are just things you see and you want to have something for the baby. Sometimes you want to change the meal. And I was not comfortable with this idea of asking for money. In Luya, they call it mbeho, mbeho. You're always there asking for money. And I just wasn't comfortable with that. So a friend of mine invited me to come and have a look at the business. And I was very sure that I can't do the business. But I decided, since I had nothing to lose, I was just at home. She even offered to give me a ride to come for the meeting in town and bring me back home. I decided to come and have a look. And when I looked at the business, I actually didn't understand much, but the testimonies got me. And I decided to start, but I was so certain that I cannot sell anything. You know, when I saw products, I got it that I'm going to sell. And I told her I am for certain never going to be able to sell anything, but as for using, I can use. And so we started off by just using. And initially we were only able to use the products that we started off with. We were calling it a business in a box, because things used to come in a box with 6 products, and we just started using. And I remember that I was not very comfortable with the healthcare, because whenever I looked at them, I felt this needed a doctor to be able to even move them. And so I started off with the cleaning products. And because we didn't have enough money to even make ends meet, I actually retailed a lot, because I remembered my bankers with all the things that we had. We would wear well, we wanted quality things. And so for me, the cleaning products made a lot of sense. And I reasoned it is something that you will demonstrate and somebody sees. They have no chance to say it did not work, because it actually does work, as compared to the health where they have to take for a duration of time to see the changes. And I must say that the products were excellent. We were happy. And they just made such a big difference in terms of time, the energy you spend. And when you do a job, you can actually say you have actually done. And I just want to major in on some of the challenges that we got into at the very beginning. The first challenge I got in was with Charles, because I was invited alone and he wasn't invited, and I just told him I've gone for a meeting. So it would be good to invite a couple. If somebody's married, invite both of them. And so I remember one time I came home after midnight, because we'd been told that a kit should be opened within 48 hours. And this person who started off was living in a totally different area from where we were. And so she was leaving work at 9 on the second day, which was the 48 hours. And so at 9 o'clock, 9:30, we decided that we must open the kits. And we'd follow procedure for 2 hours. So we finished at about 11:30. And I ended up coming home at about midnight. There were no phones, no communication. And I remember that everybody has their keys. So when I got in home, the lights were all off and I was very excited. I knew everybody is asleep. So when I opened the main door and just put on the sitting room lights, I put on the lights and Charles's eyes that were closed just popped open and he said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "It is that business I told you about. I'm still learning." And then I told him, "By the way, tomorrow I'll still go for training, but by 4 o'clock I'll be back home." And I went up to sleep. And I think he just thought this one has gone crazy with whatever that it is that he's doing. And he's been a great support to me. He has encouraged me. He has supported me in each and every way. He would drop me to meetings, pick me up. Sometimes I wouldn't have money to go in places. He would make sure I have the money to go. He would buy the products when we could not all afford. The other challenge that we got is that 6 months after starting the business, we lost our second born child in a road accident that was very bad. And I remember that we lost her on Christmas Day, early morning, and it was Saturday. We had traveled on Saturday at 3 a.m. and by 5 a.m. we had gotten into an accident and we lost her. And I remember that my dad came to pick us up from Machakos, and we drove back from there, came back with a dead body, and yet we had traveled with a child. And I remember we were so disoriented and we said the only place we can get solace is to go to church. So 25th being a Saturday, 26th a Sunday, we went to church and the announcement was given that we'd lost a baby. And I remember at the end of the service, a friend of mine who knew I'd started the business beckoned me and said, "I'm very sorry about that." But she said, "You know, it is that business you started. They sacrifice people, it's devil worship." And I remember telling her, "I think you don't know what it is that I've joined. And the day you'll be willing to listen to me and know what it is that I've joined, we shall be able to talk. But as for now, we cannot discuss business. We can discuss any other thing." Do you know that very friend, 3 years later, looked for me because the husband had a challenge of ulcers and they had tried everything. And this final doctor they had gone to as a final reference mentioned, "Do you know anybody who markets Neolife products and who understands them?" And she came to me to buy the products. And if I didn't know God, I would have said, "Has the devil now left now that you need the products?" But I want to say that the products were of a great help to me, especially that time when we lost our daughter, because a number of things happened and we lost like 4 people in 6 months. But the products helped us. We didn't go into depression. We didn't lose focus. And it is for that reason that I'm very, very passionate about the products, because I wanted to know what is it that is in them that can help you even when you've got such a challenge. You know, I say that the death of a child is not the birth of a child, and therefore you cannot plan for it. And yet we were able to overcome. And that's why I'm so passionate about these products. They've helped us. We are healthy. Our children are healthy. But I also want to say that above all, God is good. Because though we lost that daughter, she had been born on the 24th of May, 1996. God gave us another daughter 6 years later in 2002, who was born on 23rd of May, 2002. And so even if we had to do whatever planning, Charles and I, there is no planning we would have done in 6 years and have such a coincidence. So it's been a joy doing the business. The products are great. I have never doubted them. They have worked. And even in our mid-50s now, as we are so energetic. In fact, I wake up at about 4:30 and I go to bed at 11, and I'm as good as I've got energy all through. So it's a great business. So if you're a guest looking into this, I don't want to understand so much. If you've got a reason and you want to leave a mark in the world, you want the world to know that one day you lived, then this is the business for you, because it can make all the difference. And so I'm excited to be on this call, and I would just tell you to talk to the person who invited you. Know that is a friend greater than a sister, a brother, because they really care, and your future is going to be bright. I think I'll have Charles talk maybe about the benefits that we've gotten. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you very much. That was a powerful story. For me, as Margaret said, initially, I didn't understand, but I sought to learn. And I've been working in a very busy environment. I've been in both commercial and investment banking for more than 25 years. And because of the challenges we had earlier, I worked very hard and rose up the ranks. And by the time I was moving out of the banks, I was in very senior positions like general manager. At some point, I decided to move out of banking and moved into the NGO world, where I've been running an NGO for youth and women empowerment. And then later on, for about the last almost 3 years, I was called by the board of Starehe Boys Center to run the school as the director. And I'm saying this because having been in very busy, high-profile jobs, you would say that I would not have time for this business. But because the business is so simple, the three daily habits can be done by anybody. You just need to be able to manage your time and make sure you are doing something on a daily basis. Make sure you plan and execute the plan. And through that and working as a couple, we've been able to achieve very many benefits from this opportunity. The first and the greatest is excellent health, because we are very good consumers of our healthcare products, and we have been able to see ourselves stay away from doctors because we have prevented those things that take people to the doctors. We have excellent health. We have learned the right lifestyle through this opportunity. We exercise, and we are able to live a very good, happy life. I now feel more energetic than people who are something like 30 years younger than me. Again, we have achieved a lot of personal growth because there's a lot of training and you interact with like-minded people in this opportunity. In my working life, I never chose who to work with. And a lot of times in the corporate world, you have a lot of witch hunting and all those things. So a lot of times you lose energy because people are fighting you because they want your position or they want something. But in your life, you choose the people to work with. That is one of the most exciting things that I've found in this opportunity, and that has continued to uplift me. Again, we were promised that we would travel. Now, for me, being quite senior in the corporate world, I used to travel. And I traveled even out of the country to different destinations, and I would be housed in very good hotels. But the challenge I had was that I could never take my family with me. That for me was a big challenge. But when I was told in New Life, it would be possible to travel with your family, I was excited. And the good thing is that I have seen it happening. We have traveled to very exciting destinations. Like our first trip with the company was to Mauritius, a place that we had dreamt about. In fact, we had posters in our house saying that one day we will go to Mauritius. And that dream was actualized through this opportunity. We really enjoyed ourselves. We have traveled to other places like Cape Town, Durban. We were in London with the company when it was celebrating 50 years, another very exciting place. Now, the other thing that this opportunity has taught us is that we can dream big and achieve whatever dreams we dream. And because of that, we have been able to, through savings and through helping many more people, we've been able to also plan our own personal holidays. About 2 years ago, we were able to take our children to South Africa on our own. And they stayed there for, as a family, we went for a whole month. And we were excited because we were able to afford. We didn't have stress. We were in South Africa, we were still doing our business, even though we are based in Kenya. Now, the other thing is that having learned to dream, one of our biggest dreams was to drive a BMW vehicle. And I remember at some point we decided, I went into the showroom and I asked them to give me a big poster of the vehicle that we wanted. And we stuck it in our living room, a very huge photo of a BMW. And through the efforts and through the encouragement that we have seen in this opportunity, in less than 5 years, we were able to buy our very own BMW because we were taught how to dream. Now, this business, as you have seen, can be done by those who are extremely busy, those who are in high profile, those who are just beginning, those who have no work, those who stay at home. It is a business that can be done by everybody. And if Margaret and I can be able to do it and benefit in all the things that we have been told, then I believe this is an opportunity for you. If you are a guest, we ask you to not think about it. Just join us. You will get all the support that you need. And together, we will continue traveling the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Charles and Margaret. Every time I listen to your story, it's always very inspiring, coming from a very busy environment, but you have been able to continue to build this business and became an inspiration to other people. That is amazing. So I'd like to wish you all the best as you continue to build the business and share the opportunity with as many people as possible. So that is Charles and Margaret, one of our true leaders in this opportunity. And it's a clear indication that if you come to this opportunity for whatever reasons that is bringing you in, you'll be able to get support from the leaders and the company so that you can be able to continue to build your business. So it's an amazing place to be, and they have been able to recommend the opportunity to everybody who is looking at it for the first time. So when we finish this meeting, just talk with the person who brought you to this place, and they'll be able to give you more information on how you can be able to start and continue to build your business. All right, I want to take us back to Pascal so that he can be able to close the meeting for us, Pascal.
Okay, just one moment. Thank you very much, Paul. As Margaret said that her mother comes from Malawi. That testimony of yours is really fantastic, Margaret and Charles. The only thing I know about Malawi is Mulibwanji. That's the only greeting I know in whatever that language is. You see, Margaret is laughing because she understands what I'm saying. But just to close off, you see, our business has been simplified so much that you can actually build it from home without leaving your house. For the last 4 months, we've had lockdown since the 26th of March in South Africa. And most of the things we've been doing in our business, we are able to do it online, ordering products, online. Registration of new distributors, we do it online. When you start the business, you have your own back office to manage and monitor your business. Training locally and internationally is done online. Deliver your products. The company contracts courier companies to deliver to your doorstep. Payment for products is done online or by mobile transfer. Payment of bonuses is also done by EFT or mobile transfer. So the company has made this business very, very efficient. One of the things the company does, if you reach a certain level of leadership position, the company takes you for additional training. I think Margaret and Charles talked about coming to South Africa. They talked about Mauritius. Last year, Betty and I were privileged to attend the leadership training at the Santon Sun Hotel in Johannesburg for 4 glorious days. These are some of the rooms in the Santon Hotel. And these are the people who attended these meetings from Nigeria, from Tanzania, from Namibia, from Mozambique, from different parts of Africa. If you're a guest, how do you get started? 1, speak to your sponsor. That is the person who invited you for this meeting. Number 2, fill in the application form and then pay your registration fee. In South Africa is between $690 and $2,700. In Botswana is between $530 and $2,200. In Kenya is $6,820 or $8,340. In Nigeria is 22,000 Naira. In Tanzania, I think is 133 Tanzania shillings. In Uganda is between 196,000 shillings and about 208,000 shillings, depending on the package that you want. So speak to the person who invited you. They will show you what to do. Today I was listening to Les Brown and he said, when you start this business, people are going to tell you how it is not successful. Just like Margaret said, people will laugh at you or make comments. Les Brown said something quite profound. He says that, I remember when I was a child, I would see dogs chasing cars and trying to bite the tires. He said that dogs never chase a car which is parked. It only chases cars which are running. It means that if you're going somewhere, people will criticize you, will comment. In fact, that is the only sign you will find that you're actually moving in the right direction. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a guest, speak to the person who invited you. They will show you how to get started. Remember, if you always do what you have always done, you will always get what you've got. But if you change, if you do something today that others won't do, one day you're going to do what others can't do. Why? Because you've changed your life. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Good night and God bless you. Paul?
Thank you so much, Pascal, for taking us through the session today. I